ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਗਿਆਨ ਧਿਆਨ ਕਿਛ ਕਰਮ ਨਾ ਜਾਣਾ ਸਾਧ ਨਾ ਜਾਣਾ ਤੇਰੀ ਸਭ ਤੇ ਵੱਡਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਨਾਨਕ ਜਿਨ ਕਲ ਰਾਖੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਡੰਡੋਤ ਬੰਦਨ ਅਨਕ ਬਾਰ ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਡੋਲਨ ਤੇ ਰਾਖੋ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰ ਹੱਥ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਰਾਜਾਨ ਰਾਜ ਭਾਨਾਨ ਭਾਨ ਦੇਵਾਨ ਦੇਵ ਉਪਮਾ ਮਹਾਨ ਭਗਤ ਪਾਵਨ ਭਗਤ ਵਚਲ ਜੋਤ ਰੂਪ ਜੋਤ ਸਰੂਪ ਚੌਰ ਛਤਰ ਤਖਤ ਤੇ ਮਾਲਕ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ we're very lucky to be in the presence in the Jadan Shadan of Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj this evening celebrating the Gurta Gaddi the day in which Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj received the Guruship from Sri Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj and also celebrating the 10-year anniversary, the decade of Prachar carried out by the Seek to Inspire team. We have heard the Hukamnama Katha by Satgar Jog Gyani Sakharaj Singh Ji. We've listened to Kirtan from the Ragi Singhs, and we've also listened to the importance of Katha by Bhai Jasdeep Singh Ji. And now Guru Sahib is blessing us to continue listening to Katha. And they have taught us the importance of Katha within the Hukamnama. Har har Katha suni man pai. Guru Sahib is telling us to listen to Katha. That by listening to Katha, sun har Katha utari mail. That by listening to Katha, we are able to wash away that mail, that dirt, that filth that is within inside of us. That is the importance of listening to Katha. That this is what Guru Sahib is blessing us with today. As we are celebrating the Gurta Gaddi, the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj receiving the Guruship, it's only fitting that we look to the first Bani of Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj in the time that we have today. That the first Bani of Dhan Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj is that of Sri Jap Ji Sahib. That Bani that was written by the first Guru, Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj. That this Bani was first recited by Guru Sahib when they went to Sajkhand. When we can say that Guru Sahib was in a self-reflective state and they read the Sampurna version of Sri Jap Ji Sahib, the complete version of Sri Jap Ji Sahib. That Jap Ji Sahib is often referred to as Brahm Gyan. Brahm meaning Vaheguru, Gyan meaning the knowledge, that through this Bani of Sri Jap Ji Sahib, we are able to obtain the divine knowledge of Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji and become free from the 84 lakh jund, the 8.4 million life forms that we are entangled within, simply by listening to this Bani, reciting this Bani over and over again. And within Sri Jap Ji Sahib, the teachings are endless. There's no end to the teachings, the blessings that Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj blesses us. Every single time we read this Bani, we listen to this Bani, or we listen to the Katha of this Bani, Guru Sahib will always give us a new teaching. Sahib mera neet nava sada sada daatar. And within this Bani, that is the first Bani of the Guru Sikh's Nitnem, is the first Bani that is read at that Bhatta where the Amrit is being prepared. There's 3 teachings that could come out of this. They can also be seen as the 3 stages of a Guru Sikh. That is Sravan, Manan, Nidhyasana Karna. And with it, Sravan means to listen. Manan means to believe. Nidhyasana means to actually implement, follow those teachings of Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji. That these are the 3 stages that a Guru Sikh must follow. That a Guru Sikh is able to follow and become free of the 84 lakh jund, the 8.4 million life forms. And within Sri Jap Ji Sahib, Guru Sahib gives us 4 pauriyan, 4 stanzas about the importance of listening and what the listener can obtain. And there's one pankti in particular that comes 4 times. Sunaye dukh paap ka naas. That by listening to the name of Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji, whether it be the Mool Mantra or the Gur Mantra that we have just read, whether it is Sri Jap Ji Sahib itself or any Gurbani, dukh paap ka naas. Dukh means our dukh, our pains. Paap means our sins. That by listening to the name of the Lord of Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji, by listening to the teachings that Guru Sahib gives us, we are able to remove all of those paps, all of those sins, all of those dukhs that we have. Simply by listening, that is the first stage. Another teaching that Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj gives us within these 4 pauriya about listening. Sunaye ande paavhe raho. That the listener, those that listen to the teachings of Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji. Ande means blind. Paavhe raho means that they find a path. Even those that have become blind, even they can find the true path that Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj has blessed us with. Satsangat Ji, we are all capable of becoming blind. We can become blinded by Maya, by that illusion. We can get carried away in something that's not actually real, something that we're not able to take away with us into the next life. We can get blinded by the Panch Jor of Kam, Kro, Lomo, Hankar, lust, anger, greed, attachment and ego. But through the blessings of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj that they give to us within Jap Ji Sahib, simply by listening, we are able to find that true path again. There's 4 pauriya about listening, and there's also 4 pauriya about believing, about the state of the believers, that what happens to those that believe in the teachings of Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji. Guru Sahib tell us, manne marg thak na paye. The Satsangat Ji, sometimes we find an obstacle within our path, and we might sometimes think that how can we overcome this? For some of us that might be keeping our gaze, that we might think it's very hard for us to keep our gaze, that what will people think of us if we was to keep our gaze? It even goes as far as we think that we won't be able to get married if we keep our gaze. That might be an obstacle for us. But Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj teaches us that those that believe in the teachings of Akal Purkh Vaheguru, Marg means a path, Tak means obstacle. Those that believe in the teachings of Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji, that there is no Tak in that Marg, there is no obstacle in that path. That if we are struggling with our Rayat or our case, all we have to do is listen to the teachings, listen to what we are reciting when we are reading Part. We have to listen to what we are repeating and to actually believe in those teachings as well. And Guru Sahib is then telling us that no obstacle can come in our way. And then the third stage is of Nidhyasana, is to actually implement those teachings within our lives. Guru Sahib tells us within Jap Ji Sahib, Amrit Vela Sachanau, Vidiyai Vichar. And we can use these 3 steps with this Bhankti as well. Amrit Vela means the early hours, that we are to arise within the early hours of the morning. We have heard this pankti now. We then now have to start to believe that this is the true teaching of Akal Purkh Waheguru Ji, that this is how we're going to be able to break free of the 84 lakh June. So we've listened to the pankti. We must believe in the pankti. And then we need to start to implement it. We need to actually act upon this teaching. Amrita Vela, waking up in the early hours of the morning. Satchanao, to repeat the true name of Akal Purkh Waheguru Ji, just like we have done so far, of reading the Mool Mantar, reading Gur Mantar, reading our Nitnem or any Bani, Vadiyai Vichar, to contemplate on the virtues of Akal Purkh Waheguru Ji. That by listening to this teaching, by believing in it and actually implementing this teaching, we are able to become one with Akal Purkh Waheguru Ji. And Guru Sahib tells us what happens to those that actually implement these teachings within their lives. Panch Paravan, Panch Pradhan. Panch means Shrest. It means the highest. It means the pure. Those that believe in it, listen to the teachings, believe in those teachings, and then start to implement them in their lives, they become the pure. They become the highest. Paravan, they become accepted in the court of Akal Purkh Waheguru Ji. Panch Pradhan. That Panch again means Shrest, means the highest, means the pure. Pradhan means they become the supreme. They become the leaders. That by following these 3 stages, these 3 teachings that Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj is blessing to us within Sri Jap Ji Sahib, we are able to break free of the 84 lakh June. And Satsang Ji, I'm just going to share a sakhi from the times of Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj. There was a Gursikh who went by the name of Bhai Paranna Ji. And Bhai Paranna Ji was of a very high spiritual avastha, that they would do a lot of meditation, a lot of bandhagi. And one day they went to a lake to sit down and repeat the name of the Lord. And there was another person there that saw this. They saw Bhai Paranna Ji doing that japatap, whose name was Bhai Lakhu Ji. And Bhai Lakhu Ji was a bandit, he was a thief. That he would rob people in order to make a living, in order to get by. And he saw that Bhai Paranna Ji was a very spiritual person, a very high person. And he thought to himself that if I was to go into the jungles and rob people, if I give what I have still as dhan, as charity, as a donation to this Gursikh, then they will be able to bless me, they will be able to do another das for me, that I'll become even richer. And with this thought in mind, Bhai Lakhu Ji ran into the jungle to find people that he could steal from. And he located his targets and he robbed them of their gold, of all of the possessions. And when he first had this thought, he thought that he would only donate 10% of what he would steal. But because it was so easy, he actually decided to donate 50% of the gold that he had stolen. And he was going to place this in front of Bhai Paranna Ji. As he placed all of these stolen goods, these stolen items in front of Bhai Paranna Ji, he woke Bhai Paranna Ji from their samadhi, from their meditation state, their concentration state that they were in. And they said, I have given all of this gold as a gift to you, that please do an ardas for me, please do a request for me, that I become even richer. Satsang Ji, Bhai Paranna Ji, of course, was a very high avastha, a very high spiritual state. And they instantly knew that this gold that was put in front of them was in fact stolen. And he said to Bhai Lakhu Ji, that you want me to do an ardas for you, you want me to bless you. You have done nothing but steal, I will not bless you. In fact, I will actually curse you instead. And Bhai Lakhu Ji argued his case. He said that yes, I have stolen these goods, but I've still given them as dhan, I've still given them as charity, as donations to you. And Bhai Paranna Ji explained to Bhai Lakhu Ji that no matter what cause you are doing it for, even if you're trying to give it as charity, you cannot be stealing. Bhai Lakhu Ji, hearing this bhajan of Bhai Paranna Ji, instantly become sorry, become regretful, and seeked forgiveness. And he was instructed to return all of the items that he had stolen to the people that he had stolen them from, and then he would be taken to the Satguru, the true Guru, that was Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj. when they come into the sanctuary of Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj, Bhai Lakhu Ji become their sevak, become a Gursikh of Bhai Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj. So much so that Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj actually sent Bhai Lakhu Ji to go and do Gursikhi Prachar in Lahore, to go and preach the teachings of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj to the Sangat that resided in Lahore at that time. And Satsang Ji, we might think that what does this have to do? How does this link to Sri Jap Ji Sahib? Well, Bhai Lakhu Ji become an Abhyasi. He become a Nityanemi Gursikh of Sri Jap Ji Sahib. That he would actually recite Sri Jap Ji Sahib 21 times a day. And when he went to Lahore, before he would have prashada, before he would eat from anybody, he would have them recite Sri Jap Ji Sahib. That if they weren't able to recite Sri Jap Ji Sahib at that time, he would teach them. He would help the Gursikhs get it kant, get it memorized before he would eat from them. And in that time there was another Gursikh as well, who was very poor, coming from a very grieved family at that time. And he had a thought that he's going to go do a benti, go do a request to Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj, because he had borrowed a lot of money to invest in his business. So he went to where Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj was residing, and he did a request to Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj that he is from a very poor background, that he's had to borrow a lot of money from different people to invest into this business of making bricks in a kiln. And he asked Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj to bless them, to ensure that their bricks become hard, become pakke. Because Satsang Ji, as we all know, if a brick is not strong, if it's not hard, it's of no use. And he said to Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj, that because I've borrowed all this money, I need it to be successful. Not only to pay back all of that money that I've borrowed, so that I can actually also earn a living through this as well. And Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj blessed this Gursikh. They said that your bricks will become strong if you return to Lahore and you carry out a program. And in that program, you are to feed all of the Gursikhs Guru Ka Langar. If you carry this bachan out, your bricks will become hard and they'll sell for the price that you want them to. This Gursikh returns to Lahore, and just per the bachan of Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj, they carry out that program in which they are sharing Guru Ka Langar with the Sangat. And during that program, Bhai Lakhu Ji comes as well, but they come towards the end of the program and they were in search for Guru Ka Langar. And this Gursikh told them that Guru Ka Langar is finished, that please enjoy the rest of the program or feel free to leave, but there is no more Langar. And when that Gursikh, the ardas was done for that Gursikh, in that ardas it was said that Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj had given them the bachan of holding this program, of vartaying Guru Ka Langar to all of the Sikhs, and that by doing so, their bricks will remain pakke, will become strong. And Bhai Lakhu Ji heard this, and he said that this is not true, that he has not fed all of the Gursikhs, that I asked for Guru Ka Langar and I was refused. Therefore he has not believed, he has not followed out this bachan of Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj. He said that you have asked for these bricks to become pakke, to become strong. Bhai Lakhu Ji said that they will remain kache, they will remain soft. They said it 3 times. And when those bricks were made, just per the bachan of Bhai Lakhu Ji, those bricks become soft, much to the confusion, the dismay of this Gursikh, who started to question Tan Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj, that they said that these bricks will remain strong if they carried out this bachan. And so they decided to visit Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj. And they did a benti, they asked that question, that Guru Sahib, our bricks have become soft, that they are of no use, that I won't be able to sell them, that I carried out the bachan that you told me. I had that program and I fed Guru Ka Langar to the Sangat. Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj explained to this Gursikh that you didn't fulfill this bachan to the fullest, that you left out one Gursikh, and that Gursikh is one of my Abhyasi Sikhs. He is a Nityanemi of Sri Jap Ji Sahib, that he reads Sri Jap Ji Sahib 21 times in a day. And Sat Sangat Ji, when we read Sri Jap Ji Sahib, Sri Guru Nanak Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj themselves reside on our tongues when we repeat this Pavitra Bani of Sri Jap Ji Sahib. And by doing so, if we too do abhyas of Sri Jap Ji Sahib, our bhajans, our words will become true as well. And this is what Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj explained to this Gursikh, that Bhai Lakhu Ji is one of our pyare, that his words are true. I cannot go against these bhajan of Bhai Lakhu Ji, that he has said that they will remain kache, and that's exactly what's going to happen. But Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj told this Gursikh that because you have come back to me, I will still continue to bless you. I will ensure that your bricks are actually sold. They will remain kache, but they will still sell for the price that you need them to sell at, so that you can earn a living, you can pay back that money. And Guru Sahib instructed his Gursikh to go back to Lahore, to carry out another program, but this time feed all of the Sangat, not to leave anybody out. And this is exactly what that Gursikh did. He fed all of the Sangat. And such a time came that the emperor, the mayor of Lahore, one of the walls in Lahore had actually fallen. And he was in desperate need of bricks. And he actually bought those kache, those soft bricks from that Gursikh. Meaning that the bhajan of Bhai Lakhu Ji remained true, that his bricks remained soft. But Sri Guru Arjan Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj still continued to bless that Gursikh. Sat Sangat Ji, this is the power that is within Sri Jap Ji Sahib, that Bhai Lakhu Ji had. That by becoming an abhyasi, by becoming a nityanemi of Sri Jap Ji Sahib, our bhajans become, our words can become true as well. That we might think it might be difficult for us to read Sri Jap Ji Sahib as many times as Bhai Lakhu Ji used to. For Sat Sangat Ji, there's an endless amount of blessings that we can receive just by reading one Sri Jap Ji Sahib the part. Like we can see in the times of Dhan Sri Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj, when they asked the Sangat, is there anybody that can read Sri Jap Ji Sahib with the Shuddha, with the correct pronunciations? And Bhai Gopala Ji stepped up and started to read Sri Jap Ji Sahib. And they thought to themselves whilst they were reading, that if they please Sri Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj, that maybe they will bless them. That Bhai Gopala Ji was reading Sri Jap Ji Sahib with the perfect pronunciation. So much so, Sri Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj started to think, well, what can I give to this Gursikh as a blessing, as a reward for this? And they did this vichar that the only thing that is worthy, as given as a gift, is the Guruship itself, is the Gurta Gaddi itself. That they were prepared to give Bhai Gopala Ji the Gurta Gaddi simply for reading this Bani of Sri Jap Ji Sahib with the correct pronunciation. But Bhai Gopala Ji, as they were reading this Bani, they had an itcha, they had a desire, that if they are pleasing Sri Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj, then perhaps they will bless them with one of their beautiful horses that they had been given. And Sri Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj is Antarjambi, the knower of all. He knew this inner desire of Bhai Gopala Ji, and therefore they decided to bless them with those horses. But they explained to Bhai Gopala Ji that we were prepared to give you the Gurta Gaddi, we were prepared to give you the Guruship for reading this part of Sri Jap Ji Sahib. But because you had the desires of horses, you will be blessed with those horses. They were also blessed with Naam Di Daat, Gursikhi Di Daat as well, simply by reading this Bani of Sri Jap Ji Sahib. So if we cannot read Jap Ji Sahib yet, we take that step of learning Sri Jap Ji Sahib. That if we can read it, we read it more than once in a day. We build ourselves up to 5 times a day, 10 times a day, get into 21 times a day, just like Bhai Lakhu Ji used to read. The Sat Sangat Ji, we are celebrating the Gurta Gaddi Divas of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. That let us all make a promise to Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj to do more abhyas of Gurbani, of Sri Jap Ji Sahib. Because through this Bani of Sri Jap Ji Sahib, through listening, believing and implementing the teachings that are given to us by Guru Sahib, we are able to become free of the 84 lakh June. May Guru Sahib keep all of the Sevadars of Seek to Inspire. We are celebrating a decade worth of prachar. May Guru Sahib keep all of the Sevadars in Chardi Kala and allow them to continue carrying out Guru Sikhi prachar. So please forgive me for all of my mistakes. ਲਿਖੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਨਛੂਤੀਏ ਖਿਨ ਖਿਨ ਪੂਲਨਹਾਰ ਬਖਸ਼ਨਹਾਰ ਬਖਸ਼ ਲੈ ਨਾਨਕ ਪਾਦ ਉਤਾਰ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।